Tonight, see what truly exists inside the world of the paranormal. Inside. Join the discussion and review some of the best paranormal evidence captures from a wide variety of experienced and up-and-coming investigators. See and hear what they capture, where they captured it, and how they captured it. Right now on Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence. Everybody have a good Mother's Day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, why not?
I did.
Yeah, I did. I did all the work. Tony's birthday. So we'll kind of like.
Yeah, can we get a happy birthday, T-Man, or TR?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, T-Man.
Thank you very much. You all participated greatly in my day event, and Cassandra, Ron and Lourdes, Race,
There's
Bill.
so many.
There's so many. Tracy Austin all sent in birthday wishes because we threw a surprise party. It was a blast. Really enjoyed it. And it was Mother's Day also, so Cherie got breakfast and coffee served in bed, and then and then we went.
What did you serve? Breakfast.
Oh, egg and cheese on toast, and some leftovers from the party. Hey, I made them all, so it was okay.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
How did he make food for his own surprise party?
Well, because the caterer backed out, and when I saw the night before Cherie cooking massive amounts of food, I'm like, what's going on? And she was pretty much busted. I mean, we had pots of spaghetti on the stove, and I'm like, what the? And she made her delicious ribs, and I'm like, what can I help with?
Yeah.
So that's how I did it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
Karen, Paranormal Group's comment.
It was all about cocks.
That was hilarious.
Oh
that was
my
so
god. Where's my mouth?
Your mouse is
Right below your nose?
It's your dog that's in the way.
There it is.
Oh, mouse. Sorry.
All about the cocks.
Yeah, that was just hilarious.
We could not record that video without stopping and laughing and stumbling.
Oh
Sure.
my god.
several times.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It absolutely was.
That's funny.
So much.
Yeah,
It was-
I really
it was
appreciate
fun.
it. And everybody else who was there, and it was a great time.
Jeannie, oh my god,
Yeah.
she's so creative.
Yeah, that was just thoughtful and
What is the most touching video?
probably
Not ours.
Yeah, made
Not
Tony
ours.
cried.
It did. It almost. I was fighting it. I really was.
What did?
Just, yeah.
What did?
Which one?
You guys.
Chris and Audra's.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yay.
I laughed my ass off through yours, though. That was hilarious.
Yeah. Mine was alluding to a different kind of touching. So no.
It's so funny.
Cool to see that too, to see all the people who came together, people from both coasts, people you've not yet met in person, but who are dying for the opportunity
That was awesome.
to be able to hang out with you, and which we'll see happen, I guess, soon enough. So
Yeah.
Yes.
Gettysburg, which will be really cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looking
So for
forward to it.
everybody watching, Tony and Cherie haven't announced it yet, but I'm going to. Tony and Cherie confirmed right before the show they will be coming to the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash.
Yes, we will.
yes, which will be the month before they're all going to be coming out to do the
Right.
Paranormal Research Symposium, where we're going to be speaking on analytic idealism and ITC. So my follow-up dovetail to their announcement is that every year, Lourdes and I have a presence at the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. This year, instead of having a table and being on the lecture schedule, we're going to have a room, as we do with the New Jersey Para Unity Expo, where we're going to be running, demonstrating, and speaking about Staticom and analytic idealism for the day, or really for the 2 days. Probably on the Saturday schedule in the middle of the day, a full-on 45-minute to an hour lecture presentation that we are now happy to announce is not going to be the two of us doing the presentation and the lecture that day. It's going to be the four of us. So the Rathmans will be also presenting and speaking on analytic idealism and ITC Staticom with us at the Battlefield Bash.
Yeah, we're excited. We're excited.
Oh, I set up also the GoFundMe.
Yeah, go fly me.
Feel free.
And she also forced her daughter to apply for a flight attendant, which we'll know in a couple weeks.
Pray for her.
She's like, discount.
Discount, please.
That's funny.
That's
No.
awesome.
No, that's good news. That's good news. That's going to be it's always a great weekend, but it's going to be extra cool to have you guys there.
It'll be awesome. It'll be awesome. All of us will be there. That'll be cool.
Yep. And it's not that far away. Usually when we're talking about this stuff, it's like eons down the road, it feels like.
Right. It's like, what, 3 months?
2.
2 months and a week.
Yep. There you go. And you're going to have, there you go, Chad, of course, Anthony
Chad.
Seminelli. Yep. Todd and Carmela, a.k.a. Chameleon.
That's awesome.
We'll be there. Raul. I don't know. I think Raul said he was going to make Gettysburg this year, actually. So that's unfortunate. But
No, he's got another event planned.
Yeah.
But, he's going to the West Coast. But for everybody watching, this will be only the second time all 6 of EVPE have been in the same location.
Right.
Yeah.
There's DeCesare right there.
Chris
Have all been in
DeCesare.
the same location. It'll be the first time all 6 of us have been together at Gettysburg.
Yes.
That's true. And Chris is right. DeCesare, it is always an exceptional event. He's always been one of the reasons that has been. So I don't think he's yet still with what he has going on able to have a table and a presence like he has in the past. But that was always one of the coolest things about going too was hanging out with him. We miss him. Good dude.
With
Yeah.
that
I'm gonna
announcement,
try
I
to
wanted to
post all of this comments over here. There's so many.
With that being said, I want to give a real big shout out to all the mamas. I hope you all had a
Yeah.
great Mother's Day yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Yes.
So
And with that being said,
Yeah.
We actually have a show.
we actually have a guest.
yes. Another excellent thing of the paranormal nature
That's
that
right.
comes out of the state of Pennsylvania is also tonight's guest.
Right.
Yes, Chris DeCesare has a Netflix miniseries coming out about his hauntings at Geneseo College when he was there. Phenomenal story. When he lectures, people will come and hear the same story that he lectures on over and over and over again because it's so compelling and profound for everybody. So we'll bring on our guests. Just quick shouts out to Christy Ayers, Samuel Andrade. I know Antoine Ritter's in the house. Alan Rex Jr., also from PA. Lourdes Gonzalez, ironically, from this house, watching. That is cool.
Lourdes.
Greg O'Brien. Greg O'Brien, he runs the events at Fort Mifflin.
Oh, okay.
It takes one day to hang out with Greg O'Brien, and you've got a friend that you want to have for life. Such a nice guy. Did everything for us. It was fantastic. Another highly recommended location, too.
Okay, we're gonna send friend request.
Yeah. Sure he wasted no time.
No, she does not. All right, guys. You have seen him before. He has been on our show before. He always provides us phenomenal evidence, and he has also done that again tonight. Guys, this is John Curley, founder of the Harrisburg Area Paranormal Society. Everybody say hello to John.
Hello, John.
John.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hey.
How y'all doing?
Good, John. How are you?
Good.
So, are you going to be at the Bash again this year?
Don't know. I think I'm supposed to go down to Kentucky for an investigation, so I don't think I'm going to make it this year.
Oh.
If it pans out. So
It'd be nice to see you again.
yeah. I only live like 20 minutes from there, 25 minutes. So
Nice.
I'll skip.
Yeah, so
wow.
you have to come. Awesome.
Yeah.
So why don't you give a quick background to all the guests that might have been on, might not have been on the last time you're on the show, John?
Well, I was born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland, and kind of got my paranormal start in Baltimore. Actually, grew up in a small little town. You know, it's an inner city town, but it was an old mill town at one time, and all the houses are pretty old. And my first kind of experience with paranormal things were at my grandfather's house, and everybody in the family had experiences in the house, and kind of led me into the paranormal things. Kind of getting curious with it, but then started watching shows like That's Incredible, In Search Of, things like that. And then what really got me into it was actually seeing a UFO when I was like 15, and it kind of started me into like really getting into reading and looking at old, cases that have come up, like the Entity case with Dr. Barry Taft and things like that. Really started fascinating me about the paranormal, which got me starting to do paranormal things in my little neighborhood. And then I moved out of Baltimore and moved closer to Gettysburg because I heard Gettysburg was like a really haunted town, and I started going on the battlefield and doing paranormal stuff out on the battlefield. And was really interested to see, it was interesting to see that there was so much phenomenal on the battlefield, considering, I was thinking, you heard a lot of hype about it, but then when you go up there and you start experiencing things on the battlefield, you're like, wow, the place is really haunted. There's definitely a lot of things going on the battlefield. And then I think, I started just going to Gettysburg, and then back then, there wasn't a whole lot of people doing paranormal things. Like, there wasn't any paranormal groups. There were kind of like meetups, hey, what's up, Brandon? It was kind of like meetups, you would go online and it would be like, okay, we're going to do some, if anybody's into paranormal things, go to Gettysburg, just meet at Gettysburg. So we met at Gettysburg, and it's where I met the co-founder of my group, the Harrisburg Area Paranormal Society, which was Don Frank. And we said, let's start a thing, let's start a group. And we started a group. We just were just doing investigations on the battlefield. And then we're like, man, we need to, it's something else we need to be doing. So yeah, I've been to Suicide Bridge. Yep. So we started, looking into maybe doing residential homes and helping people try to find answers to things. And, I created a website, and it kind of took off from there. Like, we started getting cases like right away. I was surprised because that's when all the paranormal shows really started coming out, like Ghost Hunters, and that was one of the first big shows that came out, and it was like cases just took off from there, and it really hasn't slowed down since then. I started that group in 2006, and it hasn't slowed down since then. So, and I've done hundreds of cases since then. So, I mean, it's been pretty incredible, the evidence that we've caught, families we've tried to help, and unfortunately, you can't help a lot of these people with some of the problems that they have. You can't get rid of these things like as easily as people watch the shows and they're like, oh yeah, you can just get rid of these things, and they go away. It just doesn't happen like that.
John, you guys do a lot of residential stuff still, right? From the beginning?
Oh, yeah. Yep, I still do. Yeah, I don't really go to the real big places like Waverly Hills or anything. I never have. If we do, we go to like places for fun, and really document things too. Try to compare evidence with other locations and things. But yeah, most of my caseload is residential.
Do you notice a difference in the residential case styles or the types because you were doing residential early on, and then as TV and media became more and more prevalent with the way it was represented, did you find that it changed the way that the cases were the types of cases, I guess, or what people were claiming?
Yeah. I mean, when people started watching all the shows and the movies, if anything happened that was remotely kind of negative, they already associated with demonic things, like this is a demon, I think I have a demon, and it's just like, that's, and 25 years of doing this, I've never seen a demon, never seen a demonic case, and I've been in hundreds of them, and cases that have never been investigated, places that have never been investigated and never seen. I mean, I've had a lot of weird things happen, you know, been scratched and pushed and things like that. But, you know, for me to say it was a demon, you know, I don't have any valid proof to say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they wouldn't say, I think I have. If they had one, there wouldn't be any doubt there. They'd be like, help.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of people that say there's demons, you know what I mean? But I've never seen any.
Right.
I've been in some serious cases, but, you know, and I've smelled like the foul smells and things like that. Only once in 25 years of investigating, I smelled it one time. And I'd have to say it definitely smelled like a dead body. It smelled like a dead body and feces mixed. It was pretty terrible smell. But nothing bad happened to us. You know what I mean? Like the family was experiencing weird things, and we investigated it several times, and we did smell these foul smells, and it definitely was an intelligent interaction with whoever was in the house. But you know, we didn't get hurt. But there were some strange things that happened in the house that could it have been negative? You know, yeah. You know, we didn't get hurt. But no one else in the family got hurt. It was a lot of strange things, but
Right.
Demons, I doubt it.
Right. Negative is not necessarily synonymous with demon, right? You don't say I'm putting the battery in with the demonic side down.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
At least not yet. I probably just started something that's going to take root. You're welcome.
Well, and you know, we've done a lot of private homes, and what we've explained to the homeowners is, you know, the first thing everybody goes to, because it's so Hollywood glorified, is if it's negative, it's a demon. And what we explained to them is like, you know, these are just people with, like Ron says, without the meat pajamas, right? And there's one way to look at it. An asshole in life usually equals an asshole in death. And if this guy is going to be negative in life, he's going to be negative in death. But a lot of people interpret that as negative being demonic.
Yeah, not the same.
No. I'm 51 years old. I've been doing this since I was 25, 26. And I'm like John, I ran across maybe one or two that was actually semi-demonic, and it was just super negative. And
remember when Anthony Seminelli was on the show and somebody asked what he thought about demons? 40-something years, 40-something years in the field, and he goes, I was married to my ex-wife.
Yeah.
And that's in 40-something years. So that's his takeaway.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a lot of hype with the demon things, just because it sells. You know, it sells movies, it sells merchandise. I mean, it's just it's a gimmick for money. You know, and people latch onto it. You know, it's just like, okay, well, I got a haunted this, I got a demon this, I got a demon that, and you know,
right. It's a theological marketing scheme that seems to have gone a little bit too far.
Yeah, almost like it's a human construct. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's good that you're grounded with the way you do it, because otherwise you're going to be chasing your tail at a lot of cases for people who may need other help, like you said, not the help they think they need.
Yeah, it's like, you know, investigating is a lot of logical common sense. You know what I mean? You got to go into it with logical thinking and not go into the place immediately thinking, well, man, it's haunted because they said it's haunted. No, let's go in here and gather the evidence. Right. And then if we validate what they're experiencing, then say, hey, yeah, you definitely have some kind of phenomenon going on. You know, don't just jump into it and say, well, they said it's haunted, so there's ghosts there, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Logical thinking goes a long way in this, and unfortunately, a lot of people don't have any. Unfortunately, you know, they just jump the gun of automatically thinking it's negative, it's a demon, it's haunted, or you know, if they hear a loud bang, it's paranormal. You know, like a meter goes off, it's paranormal. What made the meter go off? Was it paranormal? I don't know. You know, there's a lot of things earthbound and everything that can set off a meter. You know what I mean? Like EMF. There's tons of things that put off EMF. You know what I mean? Right. Tons of things.
Raul's not wrong.
I can introduce you to an entire town that we visited on Saturday that puts off so much damn EMF. I had to leave town.
Oh, jeez. power lines were
Yeah.
horrible.
Don't ever go to Baden, North Carolina. It is a gorgeous town. It sits on a lake. Duke built a dam. It was the world's largest dam in 1917.
Mhm.
And the power lines run a half a block away from the nearest home. And you can literally sit there and the power lines are so loud. I don't know how the people sleep.
Uh-huh.
The EMF in town has got to be through the roof. I started getting sick to my stomach. I had to leave. The EMF was so high.
That's
It affects people.
Yeah.
It definitely affects people.
Yeah, and John, that's important what you pointed out too, from how we try to push the educational side of this stuff, because even logical thinking, right? Well, by definition, logical thinking is a series of axioms, which are what are beliefs that are held without question, is just kind of like accepted as the way they are. So when people are reasoning out the situation and they're sensationalizing it, they may think they're thinking logically because they're going with commonly held beliefs that have no explanatory power and then building on those ideas. You come in and you provide an assessment as objective as you can be with an education on what to look for and what certain things mean, what they are, how you should interpret them. And I think that probably relieves some of what they're going through right there, because it's their understanding may to them seem logical because it is just a series of axioms that they're holding on to create what we call logic.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we were just at a elementary, middle school, showing little kids about paranormal things. They loved it. They loved it. We met the superintendent of the school, the principals, all the teachers. They loved it. And we gave away a bunch of all of our shirts and things, and they were loving it. Yeah,
That's
it was
fantastic.
awesome.
That is cool.
Very
But
cool.
yes, unfortunately, the world has lost the ability to critically think to the point where they're teaching it in college now.
Yeah.
Ted Von Son. What's up, Ted Von Son? Sorry.
Hey, Ted.
He's a good dude. We miss Ted. So
All right. John sent in some really good evidence. You guys want to start taking a look at this stuff?
we do.
Absolutely.
It's
It's
in the
what he
title.
does.
What's that?
It's what he does. He's been
That's
here
right.
before.
It's what he does.
It's what he does.
Yeah,
All right,
I love the audio part of it. Like just doing EVP
yes.
work is the best part for me. If you get something on video, it's just an extra bonus,
Yeah. The golden goose.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. The first one we got, John, is second time touch device goes off.
Yeah, this was in a haunted orphanage. We were the first people to ever investigate this place. And it was unbelievable the amount of activity we had in there. In that part where this touch light goes off, it's just like a dog doll. Actually, Bob Christopher made that doll, and one of my team members bought it at the bash, and we set it up. I said, maybe it'll go off. It was an orphanage, kids like toys. We'll set it up. And sure enough, we're back there. We had heard footsteps. It almost sounded like a nun would wear those high-heeled shoes. Kind of. We heard like a boom, boom, like walking behind us, and we would stop, and it would stop. When we walked, we would stop. It was pretty crazy, and the amount of audible things that happened in there, like disembodied voices, was unbelievable. It was a pretty cool place.
And what's awesome is most of John's evidence tonight is from that investigation.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and take a look at second time device goes off. Here we go.
Yeah, and every time something touches that device, the light goes off. So it's almost like a kid is like touching the dog or something. It's pretty cool. I can't explain how the light went off. I mean, it doesn't go off unless you touch it. It's like a touch lamp, It's pretty cool piece of evidence.
Yeah, and you can see that it's isolated way back in the corner of the room and nobody's near it.
Yeah, there's no one there. Yep.
That's a pretty quick clip. Let's go ahead and watch it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that thing's not manipulated by like radio waves or anything like that, because we were trying it with like walkie-talkies to see if it went off, and it didn't. So that was pretty cool. And it didn't go off with any phone devices or anything. So you literally had to be touching it with some kind of static something static. He had to have been touching it.
Hmm.
It's pretty cool.
And what was that device again, John? Because I know there's a lot of people going to be interested because there's a lot of REM pods and stuff that go off with walkie-talkies. If this does not, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
What was it?
Yeah, it doesn't. It was a dog, like a dog that Bob Christopher made, and it's just like a touch dog. You touch it and the light goes off. It's sort of like goes off of static energy, I would guess.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool. He was selling them at the Bash. I think they weren't that expensive either.
Really?
Is it kind of like a REM pod? No.
It's kind of like if you ever seen one of those doorbell, not a doorbell, but a door handle alarm. When you stick it on the door handle, and if somebody touches the door handle from the other side, it'll alert you. That's kind of the way it is. It seems like to me.
So motion activated or electromagnetic?
It's touch. Yeah, it's touch, like static wise, I guess. I'm not too positive, but
Okay.
We gotta get one of those.
Yeah,
it's fast. It's a pretty cool device. And he makes it too where it's got a cable to it and you can wrap it around other objects and use those objects, whatever object you want, and it'll be like a touch device. It's pretty cool. It lights up.
You
Yeah.
take some object as a trigger object and then wrap it in the cable. Yeah.
Yep, it has a cable. You just wrap it around it and it'll be a touch object.
Very
Interesting.
cool.
Right. And Greg O'Brien put it in the chat too. Vortex Ghost Gear. That's what Bob Christopher's. That's his brand.
That's it.
He makes a lot of stuff. He makes a lot of really good stuff.
It's
He
pretty
does.
cool. Pretty cool.
Awesome.
Maybe we can ask for a sponsorship.
Cherie's all about the money tonight, man.
Easy tonight, there, Tree. Chill.
Yeah, so far she's got his gear and airfare.
Yeah.
Right.
He had a pretty good Ouija board. It was a touchless Ouija board too. That was pretty cool.
Touchless.
Yeah, you just put your hand over each letter and it would go off. If something put its hand over a letter and the light would go off. It was pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
It
the
was like
wiring
a
was intricate.
prototype. Yeah, it was cool. I think he said it cost like $1,500 to make though. It was pretty
Wow.
expensive. Yeah.
And a lot of time.
Yeah. He opened the board up. I was like, Jesus God Almighty, look at all the wiring in this thing. It was a ton of wiring in there.
Yeah.
We can advertise it.
You said
cool, though.
$1,500 to make, and I went to Cherie's mindset immediately and went, can you imagine the gross profit on that thing?
Well, it's funny, if I'm not mistaken, John, he gets a lot of people asking, but he's not making those to sell, and he's certainly not selling that one that he has yet. At least he's not selling
No,
it.
he said he wasn't. No.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
He said he's had some pretty big names come up to him about it too, which was
Yeah, when you put that much work into something, it's really hard to just sell it because it's your time, it's your energy, it's your thought process of how it's going to be built. It's cutting wood or plastic or all of the above, cases, whatever.
The wiring.
Right. Mm-hmm.
yeah, he does some really good work.
That's
That's
fantastic.
awesome.
And what's
Yeah,
his
he does.
name again?
Bob Christopher.
He's actually running him and Gina Binkson run the Penhurst Paracon that's coming up this weekend.
Very cool.
Oh, okay. All right. Next piece of evidence we got for you, John, is the community center spirit. Something it cut it off. Let's go ahead and play it, and then we can talk about it. How about that?
All right.
All right. Here we go.
You want your fucking snuggie too?
Heard about it. I saw it. I only saw it on a Zoom call.
Did you say something you wrote through there?
Yeah.
What did you say?
I said I only saw it on Zoom.
No, something else.
That was it.
Oh yeah,
It says there's a fucking asshole.
yeah, fucking asshole. Right at the 16 to 17 second mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. That rules out radio.
I thought it was him at first, and I'm like, because I was messing with him about his snuggie, and I was like, did you say something back there? He's like, no, I heard about the snuggie because he's always tired or something. He's like, I'm tired or I'm cold. He's like, I'm cold. I'm like, what, you want a fucking snuggie? Or like, it's always a running joke with Carl. Hey, Christy.
So here's, I'm
Oh,
going to
yeah.
do this again. Everybody listen, turn up your volume at the 16 second to 17 second mark. Here we go.
You want your fucking snuggie too?
Keep hearing about it. I saw it. I only saw it on a Zoom call.
Did you say something you wrote through there?
Yeah.
What did you say?
I said I only saw it on Zoom.
No, it's something else.
That was it.
Yeah.
14 seconds. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's definitely there.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Very rude spirit.
It's not
Down
the
to
first.
earth.
Won't be the
Just a
last.
down to earth person. He must have been a construction worker or something.
That's hilarious. That clip was so good that Tony thought it was talking to him and he left.
Oh, he just went to the bathroom real quick.
I'm just kidding. You didn't have to call him out.
Yeah. Can you follow him with the camera? No.
That's right.
All right.
Shake it more than twice, Tony. You're playing with it.
Poor guy.
That was awesome.
Paris Snuggie on sale now. Roger's hilarious.
We actually did make Carl a Snuggie. It was like a half Snuggie. We did get him one.
I'm
So
gonna
he
have
said-
to pull up
He said, "Oh, he goes, yeah, I heard about it. I haven't seen it yet." And then we finally gave it to him because he's always cold.
Well,
Yeah.
so for everybody watching, I've got John's clips here in my folder that he sent me. And on StreamYard, it cuts off some of the names. So I had to open up the folder so I could see the names.
Todd. Yeah.
I did.
So John, we have to at least give John the Cliff Notes version of that story because he's gonna wonder what kind of people are watching our show that the word Cox keeps coming up in the comments.
Hey, I had to have Cherie. I'm like, can I please tell the story behind that?
No, it's better just to let them wonder. All right, John. So the next piece we got is disembodied voice saying my name.
You want to play it first?
Yeah, play it first.
You there, John?
I'm like,
Yeah, I'm here.
The next one we got is the one saying your name, the disembodied voice.
You want him to play the clips first and then you talk about him? Is that easier?
Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
That way you know what he's playing? Okay.
All right, here we go.
Whoa, did you hear that?
I heard something. Yeah.
Did you just?
Yeah.
It said my name, dude. It said John, dude.
I should definitely hear a voice.
I heard a voice. Dude, it said my name.
Wow.
Yeah, that was right in the beginning of the clip. Yeah, that was in a historic location in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I was actually the owner of it was one of the generals of George Washington. We were asked to come in and investigate it, and I tell you what, the place didn't let us down. It was really active. I actually showed you a clip of one of the doors opening by itself on the last time I was here, and that was in that same location, in that very spot too. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, we will replay it again. It says John at the beginning. Audra thinks she hears another one at the
I
end.
don't know if it's somebody moving or if there's something else at the very end.
So let's listen to that again. Here.
So-
Whoa, did you hear that?
I heard something. Yeah.
Did you just?
Yeah.
It said my name, dude. It said John, dude.
I should definitely hear a voice.
I heard a voice. Dude, it said my name.
There was a whisper there at the end.
Yeah.
It said asshole.
It says asshole.
Yeah, it does. Yep.
Right,
Damn,
right
that was
after Don says, they said
Said
my
my
name,
name.
you hear
Uh-huh.
the whisper, you hear it say John again.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And then at the very end, it goes asshole.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Man,
All right,
must
one
know
more
me
time.
well.
One more time.
Yeah. One more time.
There's a John in right after you say it says
Yeah, Roger's an asshole.
Knows me well.
Not Roger's an asshole. It says asshole.
Oh, you just
It
said
does.
Roger's asshole.
No, it said Roger. It's asshole.
Oh. Dang. Poor Roger.
Roger is.
All right.
I would never say that.
Let's watch it again. Here we go.
Whoa, did you hear that?
I heard something. Yeah.
Did you just?
Yeah,
It said my name, dude. It said John, dude.
I should definitely hear a voice.
I heard a voice. Dude, it said my name.
Oh, yeah.
It says it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right at the end, yeah.
At the 11-second mark, it says John again. And then at the end, it says asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I caught that part of it at the end. I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Is this the same location that called you the asshole last time?
No, that's a different location. Must know me well. I told asshole quite a few times.
Twice, just in the last couple clips.
I know, right? I'm surprised they didn't drop some more on there.
All right.
That's cool.
It is cool. So let's go ahead and play the next one. The orphanage disembodied. So here we go.
You didn't hear something, did you? Oh, I heard something.
Yeah, it's right in the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the 4-second mark. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we have to play that one again, though.
Yeah, we'll play it again. Here we go.
You didn't hear something, did you? Oh, I heard something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more along the 2-second mark, but yeah.
Yeah, it's there though.
2 seconds in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
And then again at 8 seconds.
8 seconds.
Yeah, I hear a lot of these things live. Like a lot of the people don't hear them, but I hear them. And then they'll be like, I said, "Did you hear it?" No, I didn't hear it. And I'm like, I don't know. I just zone in on it. When I'm investigating, I'm just zoning in on it. Like I'm just focused in and listening. And I think a lot of people don't really focus in and listen when they're plugged into their recorders or whatever. That's what I do. I just plug into my recorder, and people call it live EVP. I just call it plugging in. I just plug in and I'm zoned in, and I'm just taking in the environment. And while I'm walking around, I'm just constantly listening. And I think a lot of people just zone out that they're going to see something visually and they're not really listening to what's going on. If you really listen, you hear it. You've got to really pay attention because they'll mix in movement. They'll mix their voices in with movement. They're using those reverberations and those tones, and it's very cool how they do it.
When we first started, how many times did people tell us, don't make any noise, don't be walking, don't sit still, don't breathe, you're doing EVP. The fact of the matter is we'd stop the EVP, we'd leave it running, and we'd stop asking questions. We'd get up, we'd walk down the stairs. All the EVP came in the footsteps and the
just having conversation, just sitting there like regular, just talking back and forth, and they'll be cutting in through your voices. It's incredible phenomena. Really,
it's double-edged sword though too, because at the same time, like when we do sessions with Staticom, I'll tell people if somebody asks, "Is Aunt Jane here?" Then someone goes, "Is Uncle Tom here?" And then a voice comes through and goes, "Yes." You don't know who they're answering because there is no pause at all between the sentences. Sometimes movements of foot or stuff like that can also sound like a whispered word too. So with those advantages come the onus of responsibility to be a little more discerning with what you're hearing. I do think that they can use those sounds. It does add it adds a resonance capability to it that it'll make it like for audio support. I do think that's true. Stochastic resonance. Yeah, well, in a sense, and if on an environmental level, not at a spectral frequency of 1.0 where it's even, but yeah, it definitely does. It does aid in that for sure.
Yeah, good point though. It also adds, the ability to misidentify something though too. So it's a double-edged sword. You're right. Yeah.
I've been incorporating tuning forks with my stuff too, hitting tuning forks and sending out sound waves and seeing if they can use those sound waves to create voice phenomena. I haven't got anything on it yet, but I'm still steadily trying it with different pitches of tuning forks. So I'm hoping that could create something, more. You know.
That's definitely worth looking into. That's definitely a plausible idea. I could see that working.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. The next piece we have is you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. The next 5 are from your orphanage ones. So these are pretty awesome. This one is Orphanage We're Here. So here we go.
Erica, what time you have?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was
They didn't
quick.
even hear it. Yeah. Yep. They didn't even hear it. Just right here.
The creepy thing is you're in an orphanage, and that was a deep male's voice.
Yeah. Well, there was males and there was females, plus there was priests and there was nuns too. There was a lot of abuse in this orphanage as well. Between the nuns and the priests, they were abusing the children. And there were some deaths related to the nuns and the priests that mysterious kids died mysteriously and were buried on the grounds actually too, which was pretty cool.
And where is this again, John?
This is near it's near Philadelphia, near not far from Fort Mifflin. Actually, Greg O'Brien showed up there when we did the reveal because he lives not far from there.
What's cool. Can you release the name of the orphanage?
Yeah, it's called the Dante Orphanage. It's in Concord. It's actually right on the retreat of the Brandywine Battle of the Revolutionary War. The soldiers passed through there, and they buried a lot of the soldiers on the retreat path. They went right through there actually, and it's a pretty cool place.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Let's play that clip one more time, guys. Pay really close attention at the beginning.
Erica, what time you have?
Yeah, that's good. There you go.
Yeah,
Greg O'Brien knows his stuff.
Yep.
Typical disembodied voice too. I mean, that whisper, sort of open aired sound. That was really cool.
Yeah, very cool place. Very cool place. We only got to investigate it one time, and then the township was like, a lot of the people that worked there were afraid. When we did the reveal, they were like, wow, we didn't realize it was this haunted. A lot of the people said it was haunted, but they were like, yeah, it was pretty haunted. They were like, oh, wow, there's a lot of voices in here. I'm like, yeah, we heard them all night long. It was insane.
But you know what? That's great about investigating sometimes is when people go, I think it's haunted, and then you slap them in the face with a 2x4, and they actually go, oh shit. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were shocked.
All right, so here's another one from the orphanage. Help me. Here we go.
You hear something? Did you hear something, Carl?
Yeah, I did.
You heard a voice, right?
Yeah, I did.
I did too. Whispering, right?
Yeah.
Yep. It was loud.
Yeah, that was disembodied
You're
voice.
actually hearing those in real time. All these. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
That's what I was going to say. Is that I think they're hearing those. What you just
Yeah.
said.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah. I hear most of them in real time. In every clip, a lot of the clips I'll send you are stuff that I hear in investigations. Like I'll hear it and I'll be like, "Hey, man, did you hear that?" And they're like, "What?" I'm like, yeah, "That said help me," or "That said my name," or that happens a lot in Fort Mifflin too. The best casemate I like is the gunpowder casemate. There's a woman in there like all the time. Every time I go there, says my name. Every time I go there, every time. Yep.
Yeah, that's a great spot too. That was the first time we went this past weekend.
Yeah, I seen you guys were there. Yep.
It was unbelievable. Yeah, Greg did a fantastic job of showing us the tour. And we're thinking we didn't even bring like recorders on the tour. We're thinking it's a little tour. Like there's a lot to cover.
That place is awesome.
It was phenomenal.
Really it is. If you want to go to have a good paranormal experiences, and there's nothing bad there. Everything's pretty docile from what I've experienced. I've been there many times. But the paranormal phenomena is pretty good. You're gonna experience a lot of things.
Yeah, it was good.
That's awesome. All right, here is another disembodied voice from the orphanage.
What was that?
I was going to ask you the same question.
Yeah, I heard it.
I heard that. That freaks me out. That was very clear.
Wow. Like a growl?
Yeah, something.
A growl or a man's.
Yeah, I said move. It's like move. That the woman that you hear say that, she was one of the people from the historical society. She wanted to come along with us, and she heard that. She was like, "Oh my god!" We were in the basement. We were in the boiler room. Actually, I'm like, "This is like some Freddy Krueger shit down here." This is weird as shit down here. But then we heard a disembodied voice. It's like, "Oh my god!" Like, that was so cool.
Well, it almost makes you wonder, in an orphanage where there was abuse, if it happened down there.
Yeah, well, I heard they did have things down there that had happened. So who knows? It definitely sounds like a man's voice. It was pretty deep. It's like, move, you know.
Yeah, let's play that again.
Yeah, let's.
What was that?
I was going to ask you the same question.
Yeah, I heard it.
I heard that. That freaks me out. That was very clear.
Wow. Like a growl?
Yeah,
A growl or a man's.
Yeah.
Yeah, all my members are laughing. They're like, that was pretty cool. She's like, it freaks me out.
Yeah. That moment of realization. It's like, oh, that freaks me out.
Yeah. And this is like what I try to explain to people too. Like, a lot of people take all these devices and shit like that in places. All you got to do is tune into the environment, and shit is going to happen. You don't need all these devices and stuff, man. I don't even use them anymore. I don't use the K2 meters. I don't use EMF detect. I don't use any of that shit anymore. I go into it, video, audio, and the stuff you catch will blow your mind. You just got to stay focused and tune into the environment, and you're going to see a big difference of activity and what you're going to catch. Pretty cool.
That's a valuable lesson too. We were doing Staticom sessions. Tony Tree also started doing what we call a digital seance initiative to take the sitting when we run it and make it more like a seance where people are focused and attentive and kind of listening, because we would run it in places before and they would put us in an area where, like, you know, the break area was. So there's voices coming through from the beyond or wherever they're coming through, and people are opening up Cheetos and pouring coffee. I'm like, missing everything. And it's important. It's important also to be that tuned in, because 75 or 80%, I think, of communication amongst humans is visual. We don't have that luxury afforded us when we're doing something in an environment like that when it's purely audio.
Right.
So you'll miss stuff quite easily if you're not tuned in as much as you can be without distraction.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we'll just, a lot of times we'll just sit in the house and act like the homeowners, you know, just sit there and chill out, maybe leave the lights on. You don't have to have the lights out to have paranormal experience. That's going to happen no matter what, you know.
Yeah.
Just sit there and chill out, and you can hold conversations, talk, you know, just be normal. And then you're going to have something that's paranormal that's going to happen, especially if there's activity there. It's going to happen.
Yeah, agreed. And the other thing we agree with you on is that, you know, we have every device under the sun too, and we don't use many of them very often anymore.
Yeah.
Because when you get an audio, I mean, there's so much you can tell before you even hear what they said. You can tell if it's male or female. You can tell if it's an adult or child. You can tell their emotional state. Are they happy? Are they mad? Are they scared? Are they upset? You can tell if there's a dialect or some sort of accent, what language they're speaking. You can get all that before you even hear what they replied. That to us was better than any light going off, any beep going off, any sensor going off. It was 10 times the information in one capture, and that's why we got fascinated in EVP, then ITC, and now Staticom.
Yeah, I've captured voices in different languages, which is very cool. I caught a voice in German. We were doing a farmhouse and caught a voice go, "Ouch!" Said, "Ouch!" That was like, what the hell was "ouch"? And then I'm like, "Wait a minute, that sounds like German." And then we started looking into it, and sure enough, an Amish person owned the house.
Yeah,
and they speak in Dutch, which is broken German.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That is way awesome.
Yeah,
I have to play that clip next time I come on, and you'll hear that clip. It's a pretty cool clip.
yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right, so the next one, I hear a voice. Here we go.
What the fuck? Did you hear that? Did you hear that voice? It said, help me. Yeah. That fucker said, help me.
That fucker. That's awesome.
I can't help it, man. I'm a construction worker. I live in vulgar profanity all day long. So,
I was gonna replay it for the EVP, but I want to replay it just to hear that fucker. So let's play that again. Here we go.
What the fuck? Did you hear that? Did you hear that voice? It said, help me. Yeah. That fucker said, help me.
Said it twice.
Said it twice.
yeah. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that place was off the charts with disembodied. Well, I heard them all night long. I was like, wow, man. One scared the shit out of me. I think I actually had that clip on there. It gave me the willies, actually. Because I hear a voice, and I'm like, dude, did you hear a voice? And he's like, no. What did it say? It's me moving. I'm like, no, that was a voice. And then it happens again. I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, gave me the creeps. It was creepy.
That was an awesome clip.
Yeah.
All of it was awesome. Sorry. Well, it's and let me. Not only am I. It is my favorite word.
He speaks French fluently.
Yes, I speak French fluently, but I've also been in construction for 32 years. I was in law enforcement, and those are very common words used in both. But it's the reason I like it the most is it's an honest, sincere reaction, and that's what I like about some of these clips is it's an honest, sincere reaction to the investigation at the moment. No matter how long you've been doing it, you still have that honest, sincere reaction to stuff that you hear and capture, and that's phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the best part of investigating. If I go all night and just hear one disembodied voice, I'm happy. Because you could go all night and not catch anything,
Right.
So you hear one voice, it made my whole night,
Well, you still have a passion for it when you have a sincere reaction, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
After all the years of still doing it, you still have sincere reactions to catching the evidence. If somebody's sitting there and they go, God, you guys hear that voice? It's time for that guy to stop, right?
Yeah, that means you're bored to death,
Right. Was that this one? I delete them as I go, and I can't remember if I deleted it or not. Let's play this one again, or for the first time. Here we go.
Can you hear me?
What the?
That's a direct response.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a female.
Yeah.
That was a female voice. Yeah.
That was a female.
I think that's the one. I kept hearing this voice saying Amy all night long in there. Like I would go in a different room and hear Amy. Kept hearing it. Even captured on a couple of the static cameras we had out. Kept hearing it. Amy. The first time I heard it scared the shit out of me. Actually, because it said it once, and I was like, "Dude, did you hear a voice?" And he's like, "No." And then I was like, "Huh." And I went like louder. I was like, "Oh shit!" Dude, there was a voice right here. It scared the shit out of me because it was like right. It felt like it was right next to me.
Yeah. So that was a quick one. Let's listen to it again. These are all worth listening to a couple times.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Even though the F-bomb's not in this one, it's still a good clip.
Don't worry, it's coming.
Okay, here we go.
Fair enough.
Can you hear me?
What the?
That's a direct response.
Yeah.
So there's a direct difference between these and the EVPs. The EVPs, you hear at the sound level.
Three. Yeah.
Yeah. This
There's
one's
an echo
actually
in that.
audible and echoes in the room like your guys' voices are echoing in the room.
You're right. I caught that too, Chris. Good.
Yep.
Good
Yeah.
tip.
How do you what? What was that comment?
She's looking.
How do you?
No, dude. Just how you Sheber doing?
That's a different country. It looks like.
Neshoba shows up on quite a few shows. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what Sheber is. but that's okay. All right, we got.
Last name?
Oh, it's German.
Oh, there you go.
It says German.
Thank you. So we've got one more, and this is a good one. Let's go ahead and we'll listen to that at least once. Here we go.
Are you trapped here?
What was that?
Let's
Yeah,
listen to that again.
Yeah, that sounds like a woman.
Yeah, let's listen.
Yeah.
Are you trapped here?
What was that?
More distinctively, that sounds like an elderly woman.
It
Yeah.
does sound like an elderly woman. And
Like an
clearly,
elderly woman, yeah.
I heard no, and I couldn't read the writing because our dog is sitting right in front of the 58. But is that, did she say no? And
Yeah.
You said,
Yeah.
okay.
That sounds like.
Yeah, it's like no.
Yeah.
Sound like an elderly woman. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's listen to it one more time. You can hear the tone in her voice. You can tell that it's an elderly woman. That's really cool. Here we go.
Are you trapped here?
What was that?
Yeah.
Ooh, here's an
no
interesting
is
comment.
different than a. If you listen to the connotation of her voice, it's higher. I hear I am, not no, because no is lower to me.
One more time.
All right, everybody, turn your volume up.
Sorry. Debating this.
Actually, it's interesting if it is I am.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go.
Are you trapped here?
What was that?
It sounds lower now.
Now I heard it. I am.
It'll be male against female because female have much better for the higher pitch. We lose that first, and the no to us sounds much lower pitch. So that's what we pick up. You may be right. I couldn't catch.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Louder sounds like no, but when you didn't raise the volume, it sounds like I am. Like
I am.
See
I am.
that? That's her blaming me again.
She just raised the volume.
I heard I am until you raised the volume.
That's all your fault.
No.
No. That's awesome.
Huh.
Yeah, that was a community center that was hooked to the orphanage. It was not hooked to it, but it's like right up the street. And they were experiencing paranormal phenomena. So we did 2 buildings in one night. We did the orphanage plus that community center. That's actually right next to a cemetery too, a really old cemetery. I think some of the revolutionary soldiers that were killed in the Brandywine campaign were buried in that cemetery too. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Very cool place. Very active. I was surprised. Probably one of the most active places I've been in a while. To have that many disembodied voices all night, you know.
Todd. No, I am. No, I am.
Okay, so now let's listen to it again because now everybody's going to hear "No, I am." Let's listen to it one more time.
You corrupted them.
I know. Sorry.
You're Dolia. Here we go.
Are you trapped here?
What was that?
I hear no.
Oh, I heard no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I still hear the no too.
It's a no now.
You could analyze it too. We here in this household have had debates back and forth about 2 different things being said, and sometimes it's actually both because the one's overlapping with the other, and she'll hear things that I can't hear, and vice versa.
Yeah, that happens.
But I'll only argue that if I'm really, really sure, because I live with a court reporter, and most of the times I'm wrong.
T-Dog in the house.
T-Dog.
Yeah, but that was another EVP. You know, I heard it. They didn't. And he was literally sitting, I don't know, 3 or 4 feet away from me. He wasn't sitting very far away from me, but I heard it and he didn't. You know? And that's a lot of times. Like when I first started investigating, I was picking up on a lot of the EVPs, like disembodied voices through the headphones with plugging in, and my investigators thought that I was like making shit up or something. Like, we don't hear shit. What are you talking about? I'm like, I was like, I don't know, man. I'm hearing shit. I don't. It sounds like whispers or something, And then I really started tuning in. And I'm like, oh man, like, okay, now I got it. Now I know what to listen for. And I go through investigations, just walking through, plugged in, and if I hear a voice, I'll stop right there, and I just start sitting there and listening. And boom, it don't take long to experience something, as long as you're focused in on what you're doing. If you're just not focused on what you're doing and thinking you're going to see something, but you're going to miss something, you really got to be focused.
And when you say plugged in, you always have something, you have a headset on all the time?
Right here. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not like you're listening to it later.
No, I'm listening live. Yep.
Okay.
Gotcha.
When I hear something, I note it. Like you hear me say, "Whoa, did you hear that?" Or "What the fuck was that?" Or I mean, yes, I'm noting it right away. And then when I go back, they're like, "Oh, dude, you did hear it," And I'll go, "Yeah, I told you, I heard it, man." And they're like, "How are you hearing it?" I'm not hearing it. I'm like, "I told you, man. You just got to be zoned in on it, man. If you're not zoned in on it and paying attention, you'll miss it. It happens that quick. And if you're not paying attention."
So question for you, what are your earphones connected to? Is it like a parabolic digital recorder, or
just a recorder?
But it has live listening, right? With the amplified listening.
Yeah, right. Any recorder is live amplified. Once you plug into the microphone,
headphone,
it automatically amplifies everything. And I use the I use Tascams DR5s.
I have a few of those. That's great for that.
Just plug in, put those on, turn the mic volume up, and just listen. I mean, you'll be able to hear a mouse pissing on a piece of cotton. It's they're that sensitive. You're like, hey, that's a mouse over there pissing on that cotton over there. I can hear it.
So don't go have Mexican food and then investigate with John Curley.
No, I mean, I'm going to hear your guts turning. I'm going to,
you're not going to sneak anything.
You can have some problems later in the bathroom. I can tell you that. But
now,
this is how I do it.
Do all your team members do it the same way? So when you say, did you hear that? Are they audibly, or do they do the same thing you do?
Some of them do. Like Tom will do it, and he'll hear things, but most of the time I'm usually the only one doing it.
Okay.
And if they're not plugged in, this amplifies everything.
Right.
So, and I'm deaf in one ear. I can't hear out of one ear. My left ear, I can't hear anything out of.
You and me both, brother. Yeah.
Can't hear shit out of it. I mean, it's very, very limited hearing out of it, but my right ear has increased in amplification when I'm listening. So even though I can't hear shit out of this ear, when I'm listening, it feels like I can hear out of both ears. It's that pretty cool how it happens, how your body compensates for the loss. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, sometimes it compensates too much. So if we're sitting in like a loud restaurant, all of it's coming in one side. If it's getting too loud, I literally have to get up and leave because it's too much coming in one side. I can't take it.
But it's very interesting if people would just. That's what I try to tell my team members: just focus on what's going on, and don't worry so much visually. You have cameras out everywhere. If there's something visual going to happen, that's going to pick it up. I mean, we're shooting in all different light spectrums. I mean, we're shooting in thermal, we're shooting in full spectrum, IR. We're using LiDAR. I mean, we're using all kinds of different light spectrums. So if there's something that's going to happen, we're going to pick it up. So if you want to focus on just listening to your audio,
right,
and focus on it, pay attention, and you're going to experience a lot more things. That's what that's how I believe it, and I do. I experienced a lot of things. You heard it. You don't have to have all those gadgets to experience paranormal phenomena. That's what I always try to tell people. You don't need all that shit. You just need to focus on what's going on. And you're going to experience it.
True. Yeah, and the audio stuff and the video stuff is more compelling, right? We call it the PPO. It's a permanent paranormal object. You can always re-examine it, play it again, show it to people. But if you ask questions and something lit up, you could show somebody that if you record it. But a lot of times, if they're not there to know what could have also caused it, it may not have as much validity. But the vocal stuff is really hard. It's really hard not to notice when it's quality audio stuff.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it's hard to disprove audio and video. You know, you can disprove some of it, but a lot of it you can't.
Right.
It's like
Right.
you see a shadow and you pick it up on video. You see a door open, and you caught it. You know, there it is. You know, doors just don't open up on their own.
Well, and you talk about situational awareness. When you're with a team, you know their voices, you know their tones,
Exactly.
you know who's male, you know who's female, you know where everybody's at, and you have a concept of what's going on around you, and you just grasp that, and you tune in with everything that's around you. When you're doing review, when that EVP comes through, you know without a doubt in your mind, I was there. I remember the details. I remember who was there. This is not their voice. And it lays above or below that audio spectrum that you could hear it in the recording. That's phenomenal.
Yeah. There's also occasions when, you know, I'm plugged in. I usually hear a lot of stuff, but then there's on some occasions that I'll catch really, really clear EVPs and I never heard them. And I'm like, how in the hell did I not hear that? That just happened like 3 weeks ago in a case we did. I heard several voices in the home, and there's a couple voices that I didn't hear that I should have heard, that they were so clear. And it was like a little kid going, help me, like just stretched out loud. Like it was clear, like we're talking. And I'm like, how did I not hear that? Like it happened right after I heard a voice too. And I'm like, was that on a hertz level that I couldn't hear, or I just couldn't understand why I didn't hear it, because I'm usually focused in and I hear it. And I'm like, I just couldn't understand why I didn't hear it. It was so clear. I just couldn't understand.
That's like the phenomenon where we have 6 or 7 digital recorders going in a building. Nobody hears it. Nobody reacts to it. And it's only picked up on one recorder, but there was at least 2 or 3 in the same location that didn't record it.
Right.
Yeah.
Same effect. Yeah.
Yeah. I put it on a spectrogram, and it was definitely below the human hearing range. It was below 20 hertz. And I'm like, I mean, that's probably why I didn't hear it. But then I hear things that sometimes that are below the human hearing range with the, you know, plugged into the recorder, which, you know, I put it on spectrogram and it's below 20 hertz. And I'm like, I'm not getting it. Why I hear some of these and some of them I don't, you know, it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, that certainly aids in it, though, and that's what makes that approach that you do so smart to take, because people think that the equipment gives us extra sensory abilities that it takes and picks up on stuff like light and sound and the spectrums that we can't detect, but it doesn't. What it does is it modulates the experience within which your perceptions now can get it. Right. The same way radio is happening around us right now, but we don't hear the music until something modulates it into that range that our hearing can pick it up. So the live listening may also be picking up on a level of resonance environmentally that's putting it just to the point where you can detect it, especially if you're hearing and your focus is that tuned, like you're really tying yourself into the location, then the attentiveness also helps.
Right. Well, and the other reason that you may not hear it is because in order for the human ears to pick it up, it's got to come across the environment in sound waves. If they sent it right to the recorder, you're not going to hear it. If they used another means to get that message directly onto the recorder without producing sound waves, you're never going to hear it.
Yep.
That's true. Like an imprint.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Which we've heard
pretty cool.
before.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool phenomenon. I think it's probably the funnest thing when you're investigating is doing EVP work. I think. I mean, if you catch something on video, it's like the holy grail. You know, in all the years I've been investigating, I've caught some pretty cool stuff on video, but not a lot. You know, not a lot at all. I mean, it took me 10 years just to see a door open up on its own. That happened back in like 2010. It was 10 years before I ever caught anything on video. So,
oh yeah. How many times in the Phelps Dodge Hospital did we see those damn shadow figures, and it took that last investigation for you to catch it on video?
Right, and that was probably 8 years, 9 years into us investigating. We had never caught anything like that before.
And God, just between me going down there by myself and us doing investigations with the tours that we did with people, and then the 4 of us doing investigation, there was hundreds of investigations where we saw it, we never caught it.
Right.
Exactly.
Except for that one time, that golden goose.
That was the holy grail of shadow capture.
And plus, you gotta put some time. Like, the reason probably we got that shadow figure is we spent a night in there. Like,
Well, we spent years there.
well, no,
Yeah.
when we captured that.
No,
shadow
we had,
figure,
well,
I'm
because the
saying.
cameras ran all night.
Because
but
mostly when you do investigate, you're only like what, 8 hours to investigate,
hours,
6
yeah.
hours. You know, sometimes
Yeah.
you're lucky.
But to Tony's point, I knew every corner of that hospital better than I knew my own damn house.
yeah, we spent a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there, I think you played one of the videos I had where I captured that black mass in a home in Ephrata, Pennsylvania. Well, I've probably watched that video, I don't know, 1 million times, trying to decipher what the hell's going on. And I put it on my big TV, which I got like an 86-inch TV, right? 4K. So I put it on there just to see if I can see any kind of different variables that I'd never seen before. And I did. I was like, holy shit, I've never seen that before. You know, at first glance, when you watch it on a smaller TV or a monitor, it just looks like it goes from one side to the other like this. But in reality, it makes a giant circle like this. And I'm watching it and I'm like, holy shit, it makes a circle. And I was going through with the speed and just inching it real slow, and you can see it go, and it makes a complete circle in the room. And it keeps doing it. And I'm like, wow, I never noticed that before. And I don't like saying portals too much, but this is some kind of portal, or I don't know what the hell that is. You know, it's strange. I know that. It's nothing I've ever seen before, and that happened back in 2011. I've never seen it again. It's strange.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never seen it before. And the people still live there. I've been trying to get back there, but every time I try to go back, something happens, and I can't get in. It's weird. It's a weird case. There's definitely a lot of negative things in the home where the people are always sick too. The kids are sick. It's like draining their energy or something. I don't know.
It's called mold.
It's weird. It's weird. It's a newer home. It's not, but the land was kind of, the house was built on land like cloisters. They were like a cult, like a religious cult, and their house was built on that land. And I'm thinking maybe something happened there. I don't know at one point or another, but there's definitely some weird ass stuff that goes on in that house that I can't explain. That's for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, John, it's been phenomenal having you on again, brother. You always bring some good evidence to us. We have reached the point we call shameless plugs. Cut loose, brother. Let them have it. Where can we find you? What are you up to? Your podcasts?
Yeah. I'm you can reach me at www.harrisburgareaparanormal.com. If you got any residential homes in Pennsylvania or anywhere surrounding DC, Maryland, Virginia, I go as far as North Carolina, Ohio. I've been all over the place. Yeah, we're doing a podcast too. It's called Reality Overload, where basically we're, a lot of people don't like me for it, but I'm just calling out the bullshit in the paranormal. These liars and these frauds, man. Like, it's just gotten out of control in the paranormal community, and just kind of fed up with it. I've been in the field a long time, and I've seen a big shift in the paranormal community in the last 5 to 10 years. Where it's not like it used to be. You used to be able to work with a lot of people and coexist with them and work with them and exchange information with a lot of people and bounce ideas off everybody. But now it's just limelight. Like, everybody wants to be in, the spotlight, and it's not about communication or helping with other people. And it's not cool with me. I don't like it. And I'm just trying to make awareness to it,
Awesome.
No.
Well, I want to say thanks to our audience. Thanks for everybody for showing up again this week. We had some people come on that we haven't seen in a while. T-Dog, it was nice seeing you, brother, stopping by.
April Bassett. Haven't seen her in a while.
April was on?
Yeah.
Yeah, she hopped on before briefly. Yeah, I didn't know if you'd seen it. I was waiting for you to pull the comments up. Yeah, she was.
I saw her.
Tony a happy birthday, which was very sweet.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Sheree's dog was laying in front of the comments, so she couldn't. Seriously,
everything was a little fuzzy.
He's
Oh, wait.
finally down now, but he was in front of the
Where? I'm
screen.
looking. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I saw it right here.
There it is.
There it
Thank
is.
you.
Hi,
Thank you,
Thanks for
April.
stopping by, April. Thanks for stopping by, everybody.
Appreciate that.
Make sure you all tune in next week for the 4th anniversary show of Entity Voices
Oh,
Paranormal
my
Evidence.
Awesome.
We're going to have some fun evidence for you guys, hopefully. We're going to look for some. We might show you some history of the podcast. We're going to talk a little bit. It'll just be the 6 of us, but it's going to be a fun show. But this is literally the 4th year landing on the date.
Nice.
I don't know how we did that because we started out on Wednesday, so it's kind of weird. There you go, Roger. 4th year anniversary. Hell yeah. But all right, guys. Thanks, John, for coming by one more time, brother. You always bring in good evidence. You're always a great guest. We appreciate you coming by.
Sure do.
Hopefully we
Thank
get
you,
to
guys.
see you at Gettysburg Bash this year again.
Yeah, hopefully I make it. Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right,
But thanks
brother.
for having me on. I appreciate it. And it's always a blast coming on and letting you guys hear some of our cool evidence.
That's awesome evidence again, brother. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yep. And
All
thanks
right.
everybody for listening.
Yes, thanks everybody for stopping by. We will see you next week. Same time, same 6 guests. Lourdes will be back. Sorry, I apologize. But yes, you'll have to deal with us again next week, just like you do every week. But you guys keep coming back. You're a glutton for punishment. Remember to tune in to John's podcast. If you want to go hardcore, John is hardcore, guys. Don't forget that. Most of all, if you want to go hardcore, you want to catch some good evidence, the best way to do that is to hang out with John, hang out with EVPE, but most of all, stay haunted. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Have a good night.
See you guys.
Can you give me a name? What's your name?